Oh my goodness, and we're live. How is everyone doing? So, we're talking today about patience. I know, and I've been very impatient myself. Oh, let me turn that. Is that? They're a little better anyway. Oh, I tell you. There. So, yeah, we're talking about patience today. And it can be hard to be patient, and we're teaching patience to our little kids, which can be very frustrating. And so I think sometimes we have to check ourselves, right? And see uh, where we are with our own patients. And are we able to teach that by example? I know it's hard. We all have times that we are not patient, and uh, including me. And so, how then is this a topic or a skill that is difficult even for adults? So, what are our expectations then for our kiddos, right? We're still working on with all the years that we had on God's green earth, and they've just had a few months, especially comparatively, right? And so we need to remember that this is a skill just like learning to walk or learning to ride a bike or hit a baseball, whatever it is, it's a skill that we're teaching them. And it's so funny, though, that uh, we can be real patient with them while they're learning to ride a bike. We can be real patient with them while they're learning to walk. But the whole patience thing brings out the impatience in us. Here, I'm going to grab my chair. Oh, I know. Kind of weird, but I just feel the need. My back's not happy with me today. So anyway, we are going to, in this week's episode, we're talking about the whole idea of patience and why do we bother teaching our kids patience? It makes our lives easier if they're patient and if they can, manage that skill. Um, and there's a lot of research being done on kids who are able to show patience. And so we find out that, yeah, of course they do better academically. That's like a no-brainer. Of course they're going to be better off. Oh gosh, my glasses. They're going to be better off with academics. They're going to have better friend skills, and they are going to have better relationships. They're going to get along better with their siblings and with you. And so we want to do that. But then there's even more, right? They will have better adult relationships. Kids who have patience tend to not get into trouble as they get older and through those teen years and early adult years. They're less likely to be involved in drugs and um, even crime. uh, People who are involved in those things tend to be less patient with things. I want it now. I need this now. I have to manage through this, and I need to feel better now. And so they will tend to not have as much patience, right? They do better in their business skills. So when they're adults and they're working, they will be better leaders. They will be better employees, and they will tend to move up the ladder better because once you're a patient person, you also tend to be someone who listens better, who is paying attention to things better. And so you're going to catch things that maybe some other people don't and come up with some answers. And so it's a great skill to have for our kids. So it makes our life better. It makes their life better. It's going to make their teachers' lives better. It's going to make their future spouses' lives better. And so all of those things are amazing and great and important. So let's talk for a minute about then what are some things then that we can do to help teach our kids patience? And the reality is it starts very early. Yep, right off the bat. But how do they learn that patience? They're learning it by watching us. Are we patient with them when they're newborns? And we think, oh, of course, they're a cute little baby there. But what if they're just screaming and crying for hours upon hours? What if you have gotten up with them for the fifth time tonight and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're exhausted and you're worried about how am I going to get the things done that I need to get done? And so we will oftentimes, without realizing it, show impatience and even frustration with a newborn in that time, an infant, right? And so we need to take a deep breath and find ways. Let's problem solve. Let's figure some of this out. I just did our interview for 2 weeks from now with a mom. She has 3 kids and a girl and 2 boys, and now she's expecting her fourth in September. She's a working mom. Her husband's a teacher. And so we'll hear more about that when we do our live for that week. It's going to drop the day after St. Patrick's Day. But just, when you're going through it, and it's hard to sometimes be able to take that breath. And so we want to be sure that we're finding, peace in the moment, joy in the moment. Wow, that is a amazing temper tantrum. Doesn't mean we're going to put up with it. And we're going to talk about managing temper and anger and all of those things later on. But for patience, we want to make sure that we are finding ourselves in a place where we can exhibit patience. And then what happens when we don't? And we catch ourselves. Wait, I'm yelling. Oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm so angry. Why am I angry at this 2-year-old? Because he keeps throwing his food off the table, right? But we can patiently and quietly and kindly just remove the food. We can tell them that we're going to not have food right now and we'll get it later, and get them out and maybe walk with them, talk with them, engage with them. But we can stop and think, why is this making me so angry? Because chances are a lot of the things that they're doing are absolutely developmentally appropriate things for that age, right? Doesn't mean we have to put up with it, but it does mean that we have to help them work through it. And when they feel that you're being patient with them, but firm, right? These are the rules, and I know that you're upset. So, we can engage you somewhere else. We can let you have your tantrum. Maybe they just need to have that tantrum. But then we don't need to be like, stop, and getting upset with them. We can walk away. We can turn our back on it and just say, let me know when you're done. With that crying baby, we can rock them to sleep and sometimes I had it. Sometimes I was the one falling asleep. Those slings are great because you're not going to drop. And so, I had a recliner that would rock, and and I found that oftentimes when I was calm, when I was not stressed, then the baby could feel that. And when they learn that sense of patience, that gives them a sense of safety when they're with you. And then it's going to be so exciting because they're going to start engaging that in themselves. And so we can do things, and I talk about a lot of just tips and ideas and activities in this week's episode about how to teach patience and how to manage it even when there's siblings that are, being frustrating, right? And we can do that. Do you ever get impatient with your spouse? I know mine's perfect and I still get impatient with it sometimes. So, we want to be able to find patience within ourselves. It's going to help our lives get better. And then we will have these activities and fun ideas to do things with our kids and to help them become patient. And so I hope that you will listen to the podcast. Before we go, I wanted to tell you first off that there is something called Nurture Two Lives at Once. and it's a compassion nurturer. And this is a nonprofit. They don't even know I'm doing this. I'm so impressed with the work that they do that I'm just helping out. So here, see if you can check that out. Okay. And then what they do is they are taking donations, and they are helping women in third world countries to um, have support and health and delivery when they're pregnant. So the mortality rate for moms and infants in third world countries is ridiculously high, but so many of them just don't have access. And so they're working to build neighborhood clinics in as many areas as they can where these women can walk. It's within walking distance from their village, and they can get some help. They can get medical for their kids, for themselves as they are delivering, and then it also helps them even after the baby comes, and it helps them with taking care of the baby, having supplies available that they are too poor to be able to supply for themselves. So it's an amazing thing. Amy Grant, I don't know if you guys remember her, I'm sure you do, but she is really involved in this. You can see her sweet picture. I happened to go to one of her concerts last weekend and picked up on this and did some looking at it and donated myself. So put that in your mind, and maybe even help talk to your kids about, things that people from other countries don't have that we have, and that we can be grateful for that, but we can also work to help people who are less fortunate. And what a great thing. So last thing I want to say is, let's sign up for that newsletter. Yes. So whether you go to the podcast website, which is www.imperfectheroespodcast.com, or my coaching website, where you can sign up for parent coaching and workshops and all kinds of fun things. You can sign up for the free newsletter there, and that is www.littleheartsacademyusa.com, and you will be able to register for that. And we only send them out twice a month, and you get information on things like nurture two lives at once, and also what's coming up, where you can see me on other podcasts, activities that I have going. I've got a big thing coming up in April. If you're local in Idaho Falls or going to be in that area, we have a fun thing that's going on April 10th. And so you can get all of that information. So sign up, enjoy your life, enjoy your kids, find ways to be patient. And if you listen to all 4 episodes for this month, they're all on patience. And so we're going to dive deeper and deeper. You've got 4 weeks of finding out new ways to help you and your kids be more patient. So until next time, let's find joy in parenting. See you guys.